Yeah.
All right, started. Okay. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our Silver Method graduates joining us from Malaysia and also to those joining us from other parts of the world. If this is your first time attending to one of our online gatherings, we are very delighted to have you with us. Life can get incredibly busy between work, family, responsibilities, and the constant stream of information around us. It's easy to put our personal growth on hold. Yet, the greatest gift of the Silva method is that it reminds us that we already possess an extraordinary tool within ourselves. That's our own mind. Tonight is an opportunity to pause, reconnect, and continue that journey together. Many of us completed our silver training months or even years ago, but some of us have continued practicing faithfully while some, let's say, out of practice. That's perfectly all right. Just like any skill, our mental abilities become stronger whenever we choose to return to them. That's why we created the Silver Mastery Hour, the program that you have now, a space where graduates can come together regularly to refresh what they have learned, discover new perspectives, and support one another in living the Silva principles more intentionally. This evening's topic is one that beautifully bridges modern science and the inner experiences many of us have already had through the Silva practice. The title for tonight is The Neuroscience of Alpha. Many of us are familiar with the alpha level. We've experienced the calmness, the clarity, the intuition, and the creativity that emerge when we enter that relaxed state of mind. But have you ever wondered what is actually happening inside the brain when we enter alpha? Why does it feel different? And what does neuroscience have to say about a state that silver practitioners have been using successfully for so many decades? Tonight's session will help us explore these fascinating questions. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our speaker. Lisa Liu is a Silver Method instructor, an ICF certified self-leadership coach, certified neuroscience coach, and regression hypnotherapist. She specializes in consciousness, self-leadership, and human potential, guiding individuals to develop greater awareness, inner clarity, and intentional living. With her unique blend of neuroscience and transformational coaching, Lisa has a wonderful ability to explain complex ideas in a practical and relatable way. I'm sure we all gain a deeper appreciation of what happens in our minds when we intentionally enter the alpha level. So please give her your full attention, keep an open mind, and if any questions arise during the talk, do note them down. We shall have a Q&A session afterwards where Lisa and I will be happy to answer them. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm silver welcome to our speaker for tonight, Lisa Liu.
Thank you, Johnson. That was really a lovely intro. Right, let me share my slide here, then we can go through it. Can you all see my slide here?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So, yes, thank you, Johnson. So, today we are going to talk a little bit about the neuroscience of alpha, right? I will run through a brief run through about alpha brainwave, yeah, the brain, the nervous system, and the brain chemicals. So this, at least you know what is going on inside us, when we are stressed, um, what happens when we calm down, what is the brain doing and what are the brain chemicals that we produce stress and during calmness. Okay. Who are very familiar with all this, with neuroscience and brain chemicals? Ada? Ya, Johnson. You instructor lah, Johnson. Jangan answer. Anyone else? If I can see everybody. Anyone familiar with all this? Okay, come. Let's just continue. Now, the takeaway today will be just a very simple understanding of calmness, clarity, and higher intelligence. All right, that is what Silva is it's best at. Now, how does the brain and the nervous system read stress? For one thing, we know that we treat stress as a trigger in most times, right? So when there is a perceived threat, the brain will start noticing danger. And when that happens, there is a small gland inside the brain, which is called amygdala. The amygdala will set an alarm, all right? So it will
佢哋有
sorry, could anyone, could you please off the audio if you need to speak? Thank you. So yeah, so amygdala will send an alert. So when someone is stressed and they are reacting profusely to that reaction, so we call this a amygdala hijack, right? Then once the amygdala has alerted, the hypothalamus will send a signal. It sends a signal into the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system will shift into fight or flight mode, or it will freeze. So it's either fight or flight or freeze. That is where your heart rate rises, your breath change, and your muscle are preparing. It will prepare, it become very tense, right? Then the stress chemical will be released, and that stress chemical, which is the cortisol and the adrenaline, it will release into the system, and that is how we start having the fight and flight mode. All right. So the body will feel this impact. So each time when you are stressed, you will see that you get a lot of tension, on your shoulder. Some, when they are stressed, if the stress is too much, too intense, they may have difficulty breathing as well. So sometimes we may not notice these small little changes in the body when we are working. When we get stressed, we just react, right? And when we react, these are all the things that is happening in the body. So when the stress continue, when your nervous system stays on a high alert, that is where your clear thinking reduces. We can't think straight, and the body gets very drained. You get very tired all the time, right? So why calmness helps? Definitely when you are stressed, the signal to your nervous system, it helps you to shift, all right, to shift from a sympathetic to parasympathetic in the nervous system, all right? And we know when we encounter stress in a way, the stress begins with our perception, usually. It is what we think, what we made of whatever stress that is external. Okay? If something triggers us, then our perception, our brain will interpret that alert. What is interpreted is usually from the conditioned mind. So what is being conditioned in ourselves since young, perhaps, or a trauma, or an incident that leave a very, very deep imprint in us, and we react from there. Okay? So now stress is good in a way, is a survival system, because in the past, stress, actually the adrenaline help us to be on alert all the time. Yeah. However, now in this modern society, we don't need that stress that much, right? Because we are living in an environment that is different from the past. So what is the alpha state? Now, the alpha state, it is a brainwave that oscillate between 8 to 12 hertz. And a relaxed state that you can go in when you are stressed is it's common in meditation, when you do projection, when you are restful, especially when you are sleeping, you will drop to alpha, you will drop down even deeper to theta, then to delta. All right. So the normal time when we are talking, like now we are talking and we are doing presentation, or you're talking to your colleague or your family, usually the brain wave will be at beta. All right. So when we practice our meditation, usually it will bring down the brainwave and it's very quiet. And you will know that you are in alpha because the state of your mind is had a very calm state. So what alpha does is it quiets the mental noises without switching off awareness. Means you are still very aware of your surrounding, but you are like in a bubble. All right? So you move from being very active, you move inwards. Now, the nervous system, from stress reactivity towards regulation. So when we say fight and flight mode, the sympathetic nervous system, when you are in fight and flight mode, you know, your heart rate will increase, you breathe faster, then you start having some people they start having jitters, like and their hands are shaking, yeah, the bodies are shaking, and this releases the stress hormones which we call the cortisol and the adrenaline. So when we regulate into alpha, we shift the nervous system into parasympathetic nervous system, which slows down the heart rate, it slows down your breathing, it supports your digestion, it supports your calmness and recovery and restoration. So in alpha, if we practice the practice long enough, you will see sometimes you go very deep into meditation, which is to the theta. That is where the body starts restoring itself. The healing starts to happen, right? Even in alpha, there will be certain emotions that will be healed or will be calmness, right? So from stress hormone to positive chemistry. So what happens in our brain and what happens in our nervous system when we are stressed? If you can see here, the stress hormone, when you go into fight and flight mode, the adrenaline and the cortisol, it is quite damaging to the body if it's a prolonged stress. So if we are generating, imagine cortisol and adrenaline is actually to activate a fight and flight mode. So in the past, when there is danger, the body will produce these chemicals so that you are able to run or you are able to, run very fast. If you see a tiger, you'll be running because of the adrenaline, right? So, and it helps you to run even faster. However, right now, we are in a modern world. There's no tiger chasing us. Okay. So if we are in the stress level every day and cortisol and adrenaline is producing every day in and out, it will cause a lot of damage to the body. Diseases will come in, ailment will come in. So all these things we are trying to minimalize it. So if we learn to enter into alpha, and when we learn to enter into alpha, that is when we learn to be more relaxed, but we are aware and slowly your breath will get steady, your nervous system will start regulating, your body will shift from safety to safety and balance. So, why is it that we are on the run all the time? When we are in parasympathetic, we're in a sympathetic nervous system, we are on the run all the time. Means when we train ourselves to multitask too much, we train ourselves to um, do multiple things at one time, think of multiple things at one time. So the neurons in the brain fires too much, too fast. And that will cause a very high beta brainwave. Okay. So once we calm down, we will produce a very positive chemistry in the body. For example, serotonin, which support emotional balance. Dopamine supports motivation and reward. Endorphin supports ease and comfort. Oxytocin supports connection and safety. So the parasympathetic nervous system calms and it starts recovery. So our body actually is an amazing, amazing, intelligent machine in a way, right? It knows how to balance, it knows how to heal. It's just that we have to provide it the right condition for it to do so. Okay. So from stress, if you look at it from when we move from stress, when we generate adrenaline, cortisol, when we enter into alpha, then we get into the calmness state. And that is very helpful for many of us, right? Now, if you look at the neurochemistry shift in the alpha state, once we have gone into from stress, move to the alpha brainwave and the shift to regulating, number four, if you can see there, that is where we connect to the higher intelligence. Many practitioner, I think outside, they learn a lot of techniques, yeah, to connect to the higher intelligence. So there is so many techniques over the years. Even in the past ancient studies, if you see, they have a lot of practice to connect here. And during the practices that I did with Silva practice, so this, I think, for me, it connects to the higher intelligence even faster. So when we are there, we are able to do a lot of healing, a lot of transformation, change, and all that. Yeah. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay. So then, if you look at higher intelligence, many, many spiritual practitioner, if I could share, that they are looking to connect to this part of themselves. And this is one practice that I feel that helps us to connect to the higher intelligence with ease. It's only what we only do the practice if daily, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and that is already regulating our nervous system and connection, right? So when we enter the alpha, that is when we are able to connect to the higher intelligence. And the technique that we have done in Silva method, I find it very, very useful. Yeah. Now, the key is your thought shape your belief, and your belief shape the reality you create, which is true, isn't it? Our thought shape our belief, and our belief shape the reality we create. So what reality we want, that is where we need to change the thought. We reframe back the thought, right? So from there, in alpha, what we do is when we go into alpha, we are able to reframe our thoughts. And that is done pretty um, efficiently because normal changes transformation, it takes 66 days to do it. But when you are in the alpha brainwave, it takes half the time. All right. All right, Johnson. So that is the presentation for today. If anyone have any questions, yeah, Q&A, Johnson and myself will try to answer as best as we can.
Okay,
Anyone?
ladies and gentlemen, we are open to the question and answers. You may wish to type in the chat section as well. We'll read the chat and respond to you if you prefer to ask that way, or you can just raise your hands and then ask through the through video, and then we'll answer you directly as well. Yes, we've got the hands up. All right. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Can't see from my skin
I
though.
see hands raised by my sister.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
I would like to find out. I mean, you were promoting about going into the alpha state. What is it that we need to do in order to speed up the process of getting into the alpha state? Like a moment's notice that, we are able to get into the alpha state from highly stressed situation. What are the methods, or what how can I get into an alpha state the fastest?
Johnson, would you like to take that?
Okay. All right. So with regards to the alpha state, I think we have a list of methods that we have implemented and we learned through the Silva method. We The alpha state is something that I think every one of us actually has we experience it every day, particularly when we are focused, when we are doing something, even when we are in the bathroom or even taking bath. Actually, there are instances when we are in the alpha state. But it's through the Silva method that we learn how to harness it into a way that we can access it in a very quick and very efficient manner. So it's best if we can practice it daily, and we try to calm ourselves and then go to that level. It has to go through like number of practice in order to achieve that. And then once we are comfortable with getting into the level, so what we can do, one the techniques that we can do is called the three finger method. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to lock in the feeling of alpha. When in meditation, we try to do we do the three finger method like this. So the first three fingers, and then from there, we associate the alpha level with this gesture, a very simple gesture that we lock in. So it's kind of an instant alpha thing, but it requires practice beforehand. So it's something that we can cultivate, and we can do once we are once we are used to meditation, and we are good at it. Then we will do an association method. It's similar to something that Pavlov has done before. Is a neuroscientist, I believe. So he has mentioned that if it's something that we associate with a gesture, with the alpha method, with the alpha mode, and then immediately you find that the benefits of the alpha will come very easily and very quickly. Lisa or Lily, would you like to add to that?
Lisa, over to you.
All right. I think what Johnson shared is pretty good. Yeah. usually for me, the fastest way that I would share with the person is to go back to your breath. Breathe. All right. When you concentrate on your breath, you're actually concentrating on the alpha. You're bringing the brain wave down to alpha. All right. That would be the fastest. That is also a question here CK asked. For those who are already tense or worried, when they go to alpha, some of these things will surface and be unblocked and drift to your consciousness. The emotion may be strong enough to kick a person back to beta. What is your advice to manage this? So I take it that you are in the alpha and you are sitting in the alpha, the same, the same question when you're sitting in the alpha. So there will be some strong emotion that may arise during then. So there is three things that we can do. Like just now, Johnson did mention about the three finger technique, but this has to be practiced, beforehand. All right, this programming has to be practiced. The fastest one would be go back to your place of relaxation. Just visualize back your place of relaxation, and that will bring. Actually, I've tried this. The place of relaxation is a very, very good anchor for the mind because once the mind start anchoring into the place of relaxation, even with the eyes open, when you visualize the place of relaxation, you are actually bringing down the brainwave. And I've tried it. Yeah. And also your breath. So as long as you can anchor it to something, because the mind runs, it's like a monkey mind, and emotional charge into that memory sometimes can get very overwhelming. So you need to anchor the mind back into the center. So breath is one, place of relaxation, and the three fingers technique. That works well for me. Yeah. Anything
Okay,
else?
we have hands raised by Arun. Arun, would you like to unmute and pose your question, please?
Thanks, bro. Uh, I have experience in neuroscience where we learn, in addition, of course, we learn three finger techniques and so on, useful for finding a parking place or having a green wave. But I particularly find breathing techniques that Lisa was talking about just now, especially for those of you who are familiar, the 4-7-8 breathing techniques, just about doing it 5 times, perhaps 7 times. You can immediately get into a parasympathetic nervous system. I guess that's it. So there are many breathing, what do you call, patterns. So this is the common one that we use in neuroscience. But I don't remember learning about this kind of breathing techniques when I was doing, uh, Silva. That's some years ago with Lily and others. But it's interesting. I find it very exciting. Anybody else have experience in this using the breathing?
Can I give my feedback?
Sure.
If you remember the 3-to-1 method,
Yep.
the fact that you remember we said take a deep breath, and as you are exhaling,
Yeah, I
you
remember. Of course.
see the number three times,
Yeah.
and then you go to the next, which would be take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you will see the number 2, 3 times, right?
I do remember, of course.
Then following that would be take a deep breath. And as you exhale, you will see the number 1, 3 times,
That's
right?
right. Mm.
It's actually an inbuilt mechanism already where the breathing, you will notice that it allows for you to take in a deep breath. And as you are exhaling, you will see the number 3 times.
Right.
You are actually lengthening your exhalation. And anytime when you lengthen your exhalation, it will help you calm down and your brain frequencies will come down as well. So that's why it's very, very easy and effective for a person when they practice this 3-to-1 method. You get into alpha straight away, almost. Yeah. It's already
Thanks, Lily. I remember that vividly. Although I don't do it many times these days. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for reminding.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries, Arun. I think we'll do a bit of a practice after this, after the Q&A.
Yeah.
What I was expecting. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Of course, there are very advanced techniques like the pranayama. Anybody here knows about pranayama? It's actually a practice of breathing. I think among the yogis, isn't it? Pranayama.
Yes. Yes.
Anybody knows about it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
learned
familiar
pranayama.
with that.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
share so that all of us can
Oh,
learn as well?
there are so many I mean, modalities in pranayama where they breathe in by like one is where you breathe in by the left, exhale in the right, and breathe in by the right. Anulom Vilom, they call it. You breathe.
Alternate, they call it
Mm,
alternate breathing, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
You have a certain way you hold your. If you can put your middle fingers on your forehead and use your thumb and your ring finger to control the breathe in and out for the two nostrils. Let's say you breathe out first in the left, then you close with your ring finger, breathe in, exhale in the right. So you lift your thumb up and then you breathe in again in the left, in the right, and then you exhale in the left. Then you breathe in by the left and breathe out by the right. That will be one round. Then you start again. Breathe in by the right, close it with your thumb, and then exhale in your left. You lift your ring finger to exhale. Then again you breathe in by the left and hold and then breathe out in your right. So if you do like a few rounds, you'll find that you'll calm down, stress level also will go down
Oh,
very
yeah.
well. Mm.
Yeah.
That's one pranayama technique.
That's correct. Thank you
Mm.
very much, Shell.
We have a question from Wa Cheong. How can we tell which mental state we are actually in? For example, whether we've reached alpha brainwave state. Is there a way to measure this?
Right. We do have a measuring. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a minute if I brought it here.
Scientifically, we have a device. It's called the electroencephalograph. That requires, the experts are using it to measure the brain waves in the head. I think Lisa may have a device similar to that. I've actually tried using a similar device. It measures the brainwave when we were meditating. So one of my friends had this device, and it was attached to my head and to my hands as well. And what it did was when I was meditating, it measured the differences in the brainwave frequency.
The professional equipment would be the EEG, the electroencephalograph. But they are, I would call it instruments out there, similar to the principle is like skin galvanic response gadget or instrument. It's a very good indicator to show that you're able to relax and go into alpha when you meditate. Yeah. I think
Yeah, I
Lisa has
have.
got one
Yeah,
from
this
Heart
is
Math, is it?
half math, and this is another one that we use. So usually for client, we will use this one. We connect to the computer to see whether they are incoherent or not. Because this half math is when your brain and your heart is incoherent, it will give you an indication the color will move from red to green, then to blue. So when you are in blue means you are very, very coherent. Yeah, so there will be different level. So all this, I think this is to help people to know whether they are in a very coherent. It doesn't say that you are in alpha, but when you are in coherent means your brainwave has dropped to alpha. And if it's even deeper, if it goes to blue, then I would think that it is deeper alpha. So the feeling is very different. So this, if anyone wants to look for a gadget to measure their own self, I think, can you see? Can you see from the screen here?
Yeah, it's a bit blurred, but Lisa, maybe you can just type in the name of the device in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Okay.
are actually, you can actually buy either from Heart Math Organization, or if you can type skin GSR, galvanic skin response instrument, you can actually buy off the internet. But then it's just an indicator, okay? It's not. You would know actually if you are in a relaxed mode already. And if you have done the Silver Method training, right? We say that at the basic plane level, when you are still able to listen to me, you would probably be above basic plane as we take you into alpha. And then once you lose my voice, you would have your brain frequency will probably dip into theta already. So it's a very good indication that you are already between beta and theta at that point. But then again, because it's an experience, right? So you have to actually experience it. Maybe later on, for those who are not silver grads, when Johnson, you're going to do a relaxation exercise with us, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe.
it's we'll be doing using the mind control sound, the one that we use in class, but it's shortened to about 15 minutes, so it's just nice.
All right.
Mhm.
That's great.
Okay, it's what Lily has taught most of us. It's the sound that that Lily uses, and it's shortened as in not a full length exercise. So it's just nice for this session.
Yeah, it's a
We
bonus, huh?
we
I think
have
it's a real
another
bonus.
question from Edward Tai. Lisa did mention about higher intelligence. How do you define the highest intelligence or the infinitive intelligence? Is it the center of the universal energy field? We are all connected to each other as all matters are energy. Sorry, is this okay? The question is it the center of the universal energy field? How do you define the highest intelligence or the infinitive intelligence?
That's a tough one, huh? Edward?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, usually
Testing us, huh?
the, the difference when we connect to the higher intelligence, from my discovery, it would be the guidance from the higher intelligence usually will guide our life through, yeah, certain question that we have. So when we go into alpha, we can do like a self-inquiry questions, or any questions that you have in your life, and then from there it guides you with an answer. And how do we know that this answer, whether it's from the higher intelligence or it's from the conditioned thinking mind, right? The conditioned mind. So from here, for me, it's my how I differentiate it. It's whenever there is a guidance from the higher intelligence, is always progressive, and you feel that it is very calming. There is no fear, there is nothing. So I know that that is from the higher intelligence. That's how I differentiate it. And usually it's very progressive, means it gives you a very positive ideas, creative ideas, how you can solve whatever question that you have in your mind. Yeah, that's how I differentiate it.
Okay.
And yeah, did I
Yeah.
answer the question for you, Edward?
Edward is muted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I think that's a very subtle question, Edward. I think this one is subjective for everyone, but I do believe that everyone is
Ah,
connected to the highest to the higher intelligence. But this is
in
a very subjective question. Everyone has different experiences.
Sorry, Edward did mention inside the chat, he asked, is this higher intelligence what we call God or what other name we give it? The higher intelligence, from my understanding, it's some spiritual practitioner call it the higher self. It's a spark of the God, something like that. So from my understanding, so it's the higher self of this physical self. I hope that I answered that for you, Edward.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All
But
right.
in another way, are we all connected to each other, each human being, each metals,
Mm,
Because we are all energy.
yes.
Yeah, sometimes I may think of some thoughts, and then another person, he speaks up for you.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah,
Because we
Yes.
are on the same
wavelength. Yeah.
vibrational level.
Right. So everything is a vibrational energy and resonance, right?
Mhm.
So your thought is also energy, vibration. So some people may pick up the thought. Sometimes when your thought is directed, because energy follows thought as well. So sometimes when you are thinking of someone, sometimes you may be thinking, oh, I'm thinking of Lily, and suddenly Lily will be calling me, it's just a thought there. So um, this is something that we can't connect the dots, but yes, there is what we call there is interconnection, how this energy works and how it's connected. Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, we
right.
have another question. Hands raised by Arun. Arun, please unmute yourself.
Thanks, bro. No, I'm just thinking because, as they say, there are many roads to Rome. Rome, in this case, being an altered state or alpha state, you mind? It's all depend because there's no exact thing. This just like the concept of God, universe, or whatever, depending on your religious belief. So, I am also a practitioner of Ho'oponopono. I'm sure many of you heard about it and the
Yep.
reality of it. It works. And likewise, there are many. I'm also a graduate of NLP and started off way back 50, 60 years ago with transcendental meditation. So it's all that's what led me to what you call come and join our program, and I really enjoyed it. I think among all of that, the simplest one is of course our Silva method. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Arun.
your comments, Arun. We have another question. I think this will be the last one because we'll have to proceed with the meditation. From Wah Cheong Tan. Can we gauge the level of relaxation without instruments by using a simple, repeatable self-check? Lisa, would you like to answer
Yeah.
this?
Okay. Self-check as in Wachong, can I just confirm what self-check affirmation? Are you referring to affirmations?
Yes,
All right.
simple way to gauge lah. See whether you are still really relaxed. Some people may not know whether they are really relaxed, but
Ah.
they got some stress inside, but they think that they are very relaxed. Actually, not.
All right. Do you have a smart watch with you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you can measure actually with your smartwatch. If your heart beat is incoherent, it will tell you. So that is also one way that we can know. And without any instruments, let's say you don't have a smartwatch, you will know by your emotion, by the breath, how you breathing. So if you're breathing incoherence means very consistent breathing. When you're in alpha, the breathing is very consistent, it's very coherent, and then you will see that if you're in relaxation, external may not trigger you that much because you're so relaxed.
Mhm.
So that's one way of gauging whether we are in the relaxation mode. Yeah, anyone want to share perhaps more tips on this, Johnson?
Yeah, I think just a quick one, Edward. I think if we are in alpha, I think usually you'll feel it. If you are feeling relaxed and if you're not bothered, if you are stressed, it basically means that you are not in alpha. If you're in alpha, you are relaxed. Yeah, and you feel it. You know that you are not having a lot of thoughts bothering you, and then you feel a deep sense of calm, and it is a very nice feeling. And it's for me, the feeling I get is that it's something that I wish I can dwell in for a long period of time. Then I know that I'm in alpha. Okay, but that's for me. Yeah, everyone has a different experience.
Thanks, Johnson.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to add in. Sometimes if you're in alpha, you may feel that you are like in a bubble. That is what I notice. Sometimes when most of the time when I come out from my alpha meditation, I feel like I am walking inside a bubble. That's how I felt it. Yeah.
Maybe it's a metaphor for you, Lisa, because
Yeah,
a
it's a
bubble gives
metaphor.
that
So it's
feeling
like
of
it's very
light,
quiet inside.
lightness. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like in a bubble and it's very quiet.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful metaphor, actually.
Right.
Sounds so spiritual.
Yeah. Beautiful,
Because
beautiful.
when you are spiritually, like when I mean, I just bring in some, uh, uh, like when you pray, like you're in deep trouble, when you pray, you really concentrate on your problem or whatever. And then you of course recite whatever, whatever religion you recite all the prayers. Then you will come to a calming stage where you just, like it's just calm. The word is calmness, just like that. So if I sort of like compare it with Siva mind, like if you go to alpha stage, yeah, you have that feeling, but there's a difference. Like how I feel. Spiritual, I leave it to the Almighty, like he's there. But Siva is like I'm using my mind, I still have my mind to tell me, I don't know, it is you call it scientific, my mind is telling me, oh, do
It's
this.
your
Is
channel,
it
lah. It's your
yeah,
instrument
it's
to
right,
reach.
yeah, it's right or wrong or what, but there's a difference. I cannot really express how it feels, but what you all are saying just now, the calmer side, that is we also feel when we are in, immersed in prayers as against alpha stage, you know.
The, uh,
Yeah.
thank you, Barbara. Thank you very much. Prayers is another way to bring you into alpha, actually, and that's
Exactly.
why
But
you
then
feel calm.
but we will have to sort of question who is the higher intelligence. Because you all were talking about higher intelligence. So you are talking about God. So, but it's not really, when you are using the Siva mind, we do not think like, I mean, for me, I do not think like when I apply the Siva mind method to solve my problem, or it's not, I do not think of God. I think of it like I can do it. My mind, I take for example, let's say, the glass method.
Glass of
When I
water.
was work the glass method, filling half and then drinking half the next day, the water, the method,
Yep.
the one
Glass of water.
yeah, that one is very effective for me, because when I am about to attend a meeting the next day, a very important meeting, I will drink that water, half glass, and then I say, okay, tomorrow morning I'll drink another half. I already project my mind that the meeting is going to be damn good, So the next morning I will drink half, the remaining half. I mean, that is, well, it's not higher intelligence. It's just my mind, zooming to that scenario. You got what I mean?
Giving,
Yes.
like, in a way, like giving you the assurance, right?
Yeah,
Sending the
yeah,
message
correct.
to your
Actually,
mind.
it is, you are actually, you are the one who's doing it. Your mind is the one that is, gearing towards that. And uh, really, when you really present yourself, you're already ready, because your mind is already being organized, like what? As against this higher intelligent thing is different if you are thinking of God, because you are leaving it at the mercy of the one up there, So this is how I feel, just to share with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Thank you
don't
Barbara.
know.
very much. Thank
Okay,
you, Barbara.
we have one last hands up, Vidya Priya. Vidya Priya, would you like to
Vidya,
unmute yourself, please?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
Okay,
you.
I just would like to share. I joined
Vidya,
Silver
are you
Met.
Dr. Vidya?
Yes, yes.
Hey, hi.
Hi, hi. I joined Silver Method, I think in January 2025. And I could never get to the alpha state. It was very, very difficult for me. I think Lily could remember, because at that point of time I just lost my son. He was born post date. He was still born at post date, actually. So I was going through a lot of grief at that moment as well. And to be very honest, after that, it was still very difficult for me to go through the alpha state. And I used the three finger technique to get parking. It works. uh, Other than that, it's still very difficult for me. But what I would like to share is that after my son passed, I started to go a lot into spiritualism, and I'm a Hindu. So I was never really great practicing Hindu or anything, but I started to learn more about the Atma, which is our soul, and how in Hinduism each of us is connected to this higher power, and it's like God is somehow in us. uh all of us have a little bit of God in us, but to reach that, we have to be in a very calm state of meditation. And they were saying to reach moksha, there's a few ways and all that. And when I was reading about this and they said about meditation, I said, I can't even go into alpha state. I think I better forget about achieving moksha to that. But when y'all are talking about the higher intelligence today, that is when everything really connected to me, in terms of my spiritual belief in Hinduism as well, and what they have taught us, that if we can achieve that state of relaxation and get some information from the higher intelligence, it's like a little bit of God telling us something. And it's very difficult to attain. I think it's very, very difficult, but it all makes sense now also, how we are all connected in this realm of energy. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you,
Uh,
Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Vidya. Um, higher intelligence.
Yeah.
Interesting topic.
The term, sorry, I can you give me a little time? I just want to explain something. Jose Silva, he uses the term higher intelligence as depending on the religion that we are for. Um, if I'm a Christian, then I would say God or Jesus, right? If you're I don't know, Buddhism is not a religion. Whatever that higher power or higher meaning is to you, but Jose, he chose the word higher intelligence because it's all encompassing. So whatever may be your practice or your belief, so be it, the higher power or meaning for you, really, you know, um, basically. So when we are calm, you see, when you get into the state of calmness, right? Anger, resentment, hate, and all that cannot exist at the same time when you are calm. So when you are calm, automatically you'll connect to the higher intelligence. So there's no separation, if you ask me. Really, really. And if you look at all practices, right? Prayers, meditation is very central to all religious practices. And ultimately it's to reach that higher power that we all have or are connected to. That's how I believe lah. Just my 2 cents. Yeah. And the other question that I want to answer, okay, maybe you want to know, like, what are the signs to show that you are in alpha without needing any instruments, right? One thing for sure, your breath will be very even. Because when you are anxious, your breath will be very shallow and fast. So when you're relaxed, your breath will be deep and even. And then, yet another sign, see, when we are anxious and we are nervous, our mouth will become very dry. But when you are relaxed, your mouth is moist, you know? So that's another sign. And that's why when we are sleeping, when you're super relaxed, guess what?
Drooling.
A very clear sign that you're super relaxed. All right? Okay, over to you, Johnson.
Okay, thank you, Lily. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thank you, everybody.
for the Q&A and insightful and inspiring presentation. I'm sure many of us now has better appreciation of the incredible connection between neuroscience and also what we have been practicing through the Silva method. Now, knowledge becomes powerful only when we experience it. So for the next 15 minutes, I like to invite everyone to get comfortable as we enter a guided Silva meditation together. This is an opportunity to relax, reconnect with your alpha level, and simply just enjoy the experience. If possible, please silence your phones, sit comfortably, and allow yourself this time to be fully present. So, shall we begin, everyone?
Need a toilet break or not?
Yeah. It will just take about 15 minutes. It shouldn't be long.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Sorry.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. So I'll share my screen. Desktop 2 and share the sound. All right, everyone, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Hang on, yeah. Can you hear the sound? Okay, good.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin this exercise with the 3-2-1 method. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes Take a deep breath, and while exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 3 times. Take another deep breath, and while exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 2 times. Take another deep breath, and while exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 1 3 times. You are now at level 1, basic plane level that you are learning to do for a purpose. Any positive purpose that you desire. To help you enter a deep, healthier level of mind, I am going to count from 10 to 1. For each descending number, you will feel yourself going deeper, and you will enter a deeper, healthier level of mind. 10, 9, feel going deeper. 7, 6, deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 1. You are now at a deeper, healthier level of mind, deeper than before. You may enter a deeper, healthier level of mind by simply relaxing your eyelids. Relax your eyelids. Feel how relaxed they are. A soft smile relaxes the muscles of your face. Allow this feeling of relaxation to flow slowly downward throughout your body, all the way to your toes. A wonderful feeling to be deeply relaxed, very healthy state. Help you enter a deeper, healthier level of mind. I am going to count from 1 to 3. Pause a sound with my fingers. At that moment, you will project yourself mentally to your ideal place of relaxation. I will then stop talking to you, and when you next hear my voice, 1 hour of time will have elapsed at this level of mind. My voice will not startle you. Will take a deep breath, relax, and go deep. 1, 2, 3. Project yourself mentally to your ideal place of relaxation until you hear my voice again. Relax. Relax. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, relax and go deep. Whenever you hear me mention the word relax, all unnecessary movements and activities of your body, brain, and mind immediately will become completely passive and relaxed, physically and mentally. The difference between genius mentality and average mentality is that geniuses use more of their minds and use them in a special manner. You are now learning to use more of your mind and to use it in a special manner. The following are beneficial statements you may occasionally repeat while at these levels of mind. Speak mentally after me. My increasing mental faculties are for serving humanity better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts, suggestions, and images bring me benefits and advantages that I desire. I have full control and complete dominion over my sensing faculties at this level of the mind and any other level, including the outer consciousness. And this is so. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. Every time you function at these levels of the mind, you will receive beneficial effects physically and mentally. You may use these levels of the mind to help yourself, help your loved ones, help any human being who needs help, physically or mentally. Always use these levels of the mind in a creative manner for all that is beneficial and positive. And this is so. We'll continue to take part in constructive and creative activities to make this a better world to live in, so that when you move on, you will have left behind a better world for those who follow. We will consider the whole of humanity, depending on their ages, as fathers and mothers, brothers or sisters, sons or daughters, who are a superior human being, have greater understanding, passion, patience. In a moment, I am going to count from 1 to 5 and cause a sound with my fingers. At that moment, you will open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3, at the count of 5, you will open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before, feeling the way you feel when you have slept the right amount of revitalizing, refreshing, relaxing, healthy sleep. 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everyone wide awake?
Thank you, Johnson.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. So let me just unshare first.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you all feel relaxed, refreshed, and perhaps a bit more centered than before we started this evening. Again, we thank everyone for coming to spend your time with us. Your presence is what makes this community very meaningful. We're excited to share that this Silva Mastery Hour is something that we'd like to continue. So Lisa and I were working on this for some time. And we hope to create an ongoing space where graduates can continue learning, practicing together, and supporting one another on this lifelong journey of personal growth. And if you find tonight useful and valuable, we'd like you to invite your friends and family members or even colleagues to join us for future sessions. Some topics will be suitable for those who are even completely new to Silva Method. So please feel free to spread the word. So we'll announce the details of our next Mastery Hour very soon, and we hope to see all of you again. Until then, keep practicing, keep growing, and remember that your greatest resource has always been with you, your mind. So also one thing before we end, I'd just like to share that, would you mind if I just share my screen one more time? Okay. So we have upcoming Silva Method activities. So for youths between the age of 13 to 21 years old, we shall have a youth Silva Youth Seminar that will be held in North Point, Mid Valley. And it will be on the 5th and 6th of September, the upcoming school holidays. And for Silva Life System and Silva Intuition System, that will be held on the 17th and 18th of October, as well as the 14th and the 15th of November. And Lisa will be the instructor for these dates. So feel free to spread the word. And if you know anyone who is interested, or even if you wish to join for a refresher course, please feel free to contact us for this. Okay, so before we end, just one more thing. Would you mind if we take a group photo? This is our very first Silva Mastery Hour. So if you don't mind, you can just turn on your camera. We'll just take a quick photograph of this group. So it's okay if you...
sharing the screen, Johnson?
Yeah, I'll do the screenshot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
The
I'll do
presentation.
unshare first. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I can see everyone. Yes, it's great to see you guys and your smiles. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
So let me just do a quick photo to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow, who's singing? So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
Take care. We'll see you next
you.
time.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lisa.
everyone.
We plan to have a next one, hopefully next month. We'll let you know, okay?
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.